Okay, it's rare that I do these back to back, but it's not every day I'm feeling slightly under the weather. Ah, shoot. Already off the bat, experiencing some. Oh, I think it's alright. Okay, let's get started. Um, Welcome, subscribers, patrons, family, fans, followers, supporters, and generally anybody who so happens to stumble across my videos. This is Johnston Blackhorse, and I welcome you to another Johnston Blackhorse Sketchbook tour. Ho, hooray! And we have a new sketchbook here today, but I don't think we're going to get through like the whole sketchbook. And but we'll see how far we get. We'll probably just get somewhere in the middle. And I've totally forgot to review it. So um, I'm pretty sure it's wholesome. I don't think I drew too much, or I don't think I drew nudity in this sketchbook at all. But sometimes I forget to check, and like maybe a sketch or two will like slip past me. Anyway, Rudy Hishino is already in the chat. What's up, lady? So let's get started. Wait, is there anything else I? Oh, as I stated in the previous video, just like a few, I guess maybe 20, 30 minutes ago, maybe an hour. I don't know. I don't know how long it's been. Um, Cooked some dinner. I felt it was pretty good. It was pretty tasty. It was a chicken and ramen teriyaki stir fry. It's a pretty interesting dish that I'll whip up from time to time when I have the ingredients. But I think I had the wrong teriyaki sauce. The teriyaki sauce I bought this time, it was like pretty watery, but the teriyaki sauce I usually use is like a thick paste, and that's the one that I prefer. So next time, I'm gonna keep that in mind and get the correct teriyaki sauce for my chicken and ramen teriyaki stir fry. Anyway, just finished eating and started this sketchbook tour. So let's let's uh, let's get to it. And this is a pretty interesting sketchbook. I believe this sketchbook was gifted to me. I can't remember where the individual bought it. Probably from Barnes and Nobles, but the paper feels like it was made from like a recycled material, and even the cover is bound in like somewhat of like a construction paper type feel. It's very, very nice, and it was really fun sketching in it. I wish I could find more sketchbooks like this. But here we see like comic strip panels, if you can see that, all laid out, and these are just like rough sketches. And you've, for those who have been following my sketchbook tours, you've seen these comic strip panels laid out before, and it was for my sketch or autobiographical daily comic strip blog called Drawing Under the Influence. Pretty popular when it was up. Well, it wasn't like oh, crazy popular, but it was getting there. It was starting to gain some momentum, and then shit went down. Yeah. But I still gotta upload the rest of it. I'm dragging my feet about that. And I think the reason that is because once I've uploaded the rest of my Drawing Under the Influence comic strips, I have to keep that narrative going. I feel like I have to start that strip up again just to fill in the gaps between where that ended and where my other autobiographical strip started on my blog. So I don't know, maybe I can release those on my Ko-fi account and just have my Ko-fi account just be strictly comic strips. I think that would be pretty interesting. Oh, side note, um, for those who are interested in commissioning me, instead of doing it through Patreon, which is like a system where I have to wait like an entire month in order to receive those payments, I think if I do my commissions through the Ko-fi account, um, those that amount will just get deposited into my bank once I get my bank hooked up to it. So when I open up for commissions, I think I'm gonna funnel the funds through the Ko-fi account, so it goes directly into my bank once I receive payment. So I'm still I still gotta set that up and see how that works, and maybe I'll do that tomorrow if I remember. But definitely I'll have to start doing commissions here pretty soon. But anyway, on back on with the sketchbook, just like ranting here and there, and just a couple pages of sketches. And like I said, this sketchbook was really fun to just draw in, especially in pen. And I think for the most part, I used pen all throughout this sketchbook. But here we have some zombies. Here we have a guy like have a couple of zombies over here, and then we have a guy just really overreacting to the zombies, like holy freaking shoot, god dang mother anus pussy clown dildo biatch, it's a zombie. Just a string of expletives. And usually it's like more or less the same string of expletives I use in my day-to-day life, when perhaps when I stub a toe or something. But here we have a character who has just recently turned, just letting out a moan, and then another supporting character just aghast or stunned at the fact that her compatriot has just turned into a zombie. Oh no, she had no idea. Rudy Hashino says, profanity and zombs. They go together like peas and carrots. Here we have more ink sketches, and I can't remember what type of pen I utilized for a lot of these ink sketches. And I believe there is some brush pen work here, perhaps. Don't remember. Here's a little smiley of me not smiling. And I believe that's a little sketch of me just lounging around, sitting around in my jacket. We have just some more faces and like a pretty hot looking female. Whoa. And that's not me. That's just some like scruffy dude, but he seems to be wearing my jacket. But yeah, that's not how I draw myself. And I remember like drawing this in a theater. Yes, I would draw in theaters sometimes. Like when I was waiting for a movie, I took the sketchbook in with me to the cinema, sat down, and took my seat. And since the lights were still on, still waiting for the movie to come on, I popped out the sketchbook and began just friggin' drawing this up. And I drew this whole page out right as I was waiting for the movie. And just as I was done, oh wait, did I actually carry it over? Well, I think, yeah, I did. This was like the same pen, and I think this was like the same, yeah, it was the same brush pen. And as I was drawing, there was this couple like sitting behind me, and they were like a young couple, like in their like um mid 20s, and I was also in my mid 20s as well, so we're about the same age or whatever. But there was this young couple, and like I could hear excuse me, I could hear the woman just kind of like commenting to her boyfriend about my drawings, like, "Oh my gosh, that looks so good." Just kind of like marveling at how well I was drawing. And then her boyfriend was like, "Shoot, I can draw." And then she says, "Yeah, but not like that." And I couldn't help but just mentally snicker to myself. It's just like, "Oh, ow, that had to hurt." Here I am just like fucking whipping out these doodles in the theater, and just like friggin' in that woman's point of view, I was just way better than her dude. Irrelevant story. Let's keep moving. Just a couple faces on these pages. Another face, nothing much. Just a dude sticking his tongue out. He's got like glittery stuff around his cheeks, so I guess trying to give him the impression that he's a pretty boy or something. A few more faces. Not much going on here. Little dude standing there. Do. Rurouni Hashino says, "Look like something from the City Hunter anime." What, this one? Or somewhere in here? What, this guy? I don't know. Moving on. Page or so back. Oh, that one. Perhaps. I don't know. I don't know a city hunter. Oh, sweet. More rough sketches from my autobiographical comic strip. Oh, hold on. Let me get some better lighting in here. There we go. I hope that's a bit better. And let's see. Got a message somewhere. Oh, oh. Rurouni Hashino has just sent me an image of City Hunter, and you know what? There is somewhat of a comparison right here. Huh. Slight comparison. Huh, that's cool. Thank you for the reference, Rurouni Hashino. Thank you for the compliment as well. But yeah, like if you guys want to see these comic strips in their complete form, they are located on my Patreon. You just have to click the tag on the left side of the window that reads drawing under influence, and it should like give you like all the posts that have these comic strips in there, and they're up there for free. So go ahead, check it out, read my portion of my life story. It's pretty cynical and hilarious. Oh, sweet. Like got some more pen, like a bunch of pen doodles in this one. Like I swear this sketchbook was so fun to draw in, especially in these pens. And I think these were inking pens. I think this was still back in the day when I was using micron pens, but yeah, believe me, like microns are not the way to go for um, to ink if you're gonna color over them because they smudge like crazy. But yeah, this sketchbook was so fun to draw in, and I wish I could find more like it. And if I did, I wish I could afford more like them. And I don't know, honestly, don't know how much this cost because again, like I stated, like this was a gift, and just friggin' drew like mad in it and just drew like friggin' nothing but ink drawings. And here we have more comic strips, and I believe these comic strips, yeah, these ones are already posted on my Patreon. So if you want to check out the completed version of them, you can see them for free at my Patreon site. Oh shoot, like I just noticed this. Why is it that, man, my Patreon logo is not in the corner? I'm wondering, can I just copy this and paste duplicate? There we go. Oh, sweet. That was easy. Freaking nice. But yeah, my Patreon website is in the top left corner right there. You just type in patreon.com/Johnston Blackhorse. And then again, like to get the comic strips, it's in the tags on the left side of the browser window, and it should be titled "Drawing Under Influence," I believe. Do we have more face sketches, more comic strip roughs, more comic strip roughs? You know, like what was also interesting that I ran some of these, like several of these panels through like somewhat of a animation program, and it's crazy how well, like even though each panel was drawn separately on a well, not separately, but each panel was drawn on the same sheet of paper without reference to like the position, but like running them through an animation program, these positions, these panels animated so well, and it was just by sheer like coincidence that some of them like did that. Oh, sweet. Okay, here we have like a few sketches of myself. Like, of course, there's me, just clean shaven, no beard. There's me in my jacket. There's just a menacing hooded figure, and here we have like just a like a ne'er do well, kind of like a skinhead type character. And here, I alluded to this like several sketchbook tours ago, but these were like rough character designs I had for this concept to animate Queen's Reich Operation Mindcrime. And I had like this is like a rough sketch of like the foot soldiers for this Operation Mindcrime. And I guess to like explain a little more for those who don't know, like Queen's Reich is like a metal band, and they did like a rock opera album titled Operation Mindcrime. And in that album, they talk about like this whole cult that takes place in like this certain government and just starts taking over. And you follow the story of a man who's brought into this cult. The story begins in the rock album where he's just waking up in a hospital, and uh, a nurse comes in, like gives him a shot to have him relax, and as she leaves, he begins talking to himself and saying that he remembers now. So apparently, like well, Operation Mindcrime isn't just like a cult; it's like a mind control cult. So if you fall victim to this mind control, you become part of this organization, and you follow this character's like adventure through like his disdain for the government, and then being welcomed or initiated um, somewhat unwillingly. Like it kind of all just happens upon him in a sense, and he gets initiated, and he becomes part of this Operation Mindcrime, like this mind control, like secret organization working overtime. And those were, I think, those are actual lyrics from the song. uh, I might not be quoting it verbatim, but I did not intend to quote it. It just kind of came out, which I guess lends credence to like how often I would listen to it. So it's so seeped into my mind. But yeah, here we have the foot soldiers, and here we have like elite guards, and like you see the foot soldiers are wearing like maybe like denim jackets, and they have this band on them, and they wear these chains. And in my mind, I was conceptualizing that the chains are kind of like a ranking chevron type deals. So instead of wearing bands or stripes, like you would determine rank by like a certain amount of chains that you would wear on your person. So this soldier, like he'd be, I guess, higher rank than like your average foot soldier, just depending on like how many chains he was wearing. And when you earn enough chains, like maybe you become like an elite guard or something. And elite guards, they don't dress like the foot soldiers in my mental concept, but the elite guards, they dress like very much like security guards, but with like suede jackets and turtlenecks and stuff, and they just guard like the higher ranking people in this Operation Mindcrime. But I I would just sit in my room and just listen to my cousin's album and just like conceptualize mentally like all these like things and events that I wanted to take place. And this is pretty much the style that I wanted to animate this rock opera in. So as you can see, it's still very kind of like generic and cartoony, but I wanted to have it just be like still pretty gritty, and just very somewhat um, like a noir-esque type animation. Anyway, I was just like ranting and raving about this concept that I have. So just kind of keep the sketchbook tour going. But first, let me catch up on some of these comments in the chat. Cal Larkin just popped in, like saying "ah nuts." So I guess assuming that you popped in late. Skippy, aka Concept Sama, pops in, says, "Yo." Ruruni Hashino says, "If you like anti-governmental concept albums." Cal Larkin says, "Yo, Skippy." Ruruni Hashino says, "Try Fear Factory's." Uh, I have no idea how to pronounce that. And she says it's a masterpiece. I'm gonna have to check that out. Concept Sama says, "Hello, I'm Concept Sama." Yep. Ruini Hashino says it's wonderful if you're anti-dystopian government type stuff. Cool. I think. Oh, obsolete. That's how you pronounce that. Yeah, try Fear Factory's obsolete, and it's spelled out using a various assortment of these weird symbols. Huh, cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. In fact, let me write that down. Um, check out Fear Factory's obsolete for anti-governmental concept albums. Anti-gov. I'm gonna put concert album because I'm wondering if that's what you meant to say. Anyway, wrote it down. I'll check that out. Here we have more roughs for my comic strip. They look so stylish in sketched out form. Here we have like a rough background. This is like a house where I was living with my college roommate, and I had to rough out the layout for the living room. And these are like the stairs you go up, and you go up this here. There's a landing, and then you go up the other side of the stairs, and over here there's a loft, and then there's a bathroom, and then off in this area somewhere is my room. But I had to like outline this just so I could put it in the background of one of my comic strips, which I believe is coming up. Oh, and here's just two random sketches of myself. Oh, Rumi Hashino says, and their album before it, de, demanufacture their joint albums. I'm gonna have to check that out. And here we have just a few more ink sketches, and like definitely got some brush pen work here. And I think this was the this was the Micron brush pen, and people like dislike it simply because the tip of the brush pen frays pretty easily after such amount of time of use. But personally, I like that cheap factor of it because when it starts to fray, you get these really cool dry brush effects, and it's pretty prevalent here in these sketches. And just yeah, like it was a pretty cool pen to play with once the nib started to fray. Pretty neat. It's almost worth buying like a Micron brush pen just for that. And here we have like a oh sweet. This was around the time when I was like drawing people at bars, and I was just sitting at the bar and I was just drawing this chick, and she was just there with a date or something, or her boyfriend or whatever. Well, yeah, of course, if he's her boyfriend, they would be dating. But I kept looking at her, and she kept looking up at me, and she kept smiling and like giggling, and I just continued to draw her, and she was just pretty darn cute, and I was pretty darn drunk, so I must have looked like quite the creeper, just like scribbling away in my sketchbook. And I don't know. Maybe she likes creepers, but yeah, this is the image I sketched of her, and she seemed to be enjoying herself, having me just leer at her and just scribbling her image in my sketchbook. Yeah. Maria Hashino says, just going to send a few beeps to you, JB. Sweet. Send them beeps. Send them beeps, lady. Here we have more facial sketches, just random faces off the top of my head, no one in particular. A girl on a mechanical bull, pair of eyes, more just weird cartoony sketches. And I think this is one of the main sketchbooks I had when I was doing like drink and draw sessions, just taking the sketchbook to a bar and just like whipping this sketchbook out and just just drawing. Just drawing randomly. Ah, sweet. This is my old anti-Valentine's Day logo. And I came up with this logo, shoot, I can't remember, back in the early 2000s. And it was starting to get around for a little bit. But then freaking I got into a relationship with my then girlfriend who believed she was doing me this big favor by giving me an excuse to celebrate Valentine's Day. But I was honestly looking for like a just a girl who would enjoy celebrating anti-Valentine's Day. But she was into the whole like friggin' flowers and chocolates and champagne, which is just a pain. And I was into like the whole anti-Valentine's Day establishment and marketing. It's like fucking just fuck off Valentine's Day. Just grab a case of booze and some pizza and just fucking play some video games. Let's do that. But this was my symbol that symbolized that. It was like sorry. It was a upside down broken heart placed on a spike with just wings on the sides for embellishment. But the upside down heart, broken heart on a spike, as you can see, just forms the shape of an ace instead of the heart shape. But I should bring this design out of retirement for next anti-Valentine's Day. Maybe start making some T-shirts and swag and stuff. I think that'd be pretty cool. Anyways, I think Rurouni Hoshino is sending me some messages. Oh, sweet! Sending me some Fear Factory stuff. I'm definitely gonna have to check these out. Whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot, lady. Sweet. It looks like I have some homework. Cool. Thank you, Rurouni Hoshino. I'm putting an extra letter in there. Thank you, Rurouni Hoshino. I kept saying Rurouni as if there's a ni at the end of Rudy, but that's incorrect. Anyway, more faces. Just a random chick face I drew off the top of my head, and then another angry, disgruntled sketch of me before my immaculate beard grew in. Oh shoot, man! I've had this stream going for a while, and I forgot to notify Discord. Well, I did notify Discord. I just forgot to press enter on this message again. Sorry. Streaming at this very moment. That's why some of you came in late. Oh my gosh. Such an idiot sometimes. Ugh. All right, let's get back to the stream. Shoot. Scarlett says, didn't notice I was logged out, so I didn't see the notification. Haha, hope I didn't miss too much. And CalArc says, that's why I said, nuts. Just got the notification button. Oh, sorry, you guys. Oh, gosh. My mind is so slippery sometimes. And I believe the sketch, I think these sketches are the same person. I don't know, but this was another bartender, Laura. I can't remember. Okay, judging from the attire, she was at this bar called the Cadillac Ranch, which is no longer the Cadillac Ranch. It's some sort of Irish pub now. Oh, whoa, hold on. Shoot, I'm going to have to edit that out. I didn't know people's information was still in here. I should, once I complete this sketchbook, I gotta edit all that information out. Just snip it out. Sometimes, I don't want to leave other random people's information here because, like, I don't want people trying to call them up or whatever. But anyway, moving on. Oh, there's another bartender server whose name was Heidi, and I believe she also worked at the Cadillac Ranch. Some more face drawings, and here's a page that was ripped out. I assume that was me drawing somebody at the bar and ripping it out and giving it to them and them giving me a beer. Sweet. Cal Larkin says, man, JB's sketchbooks were little black books. Oh, I get it. Little black books, you know, filled with lady numbers and such. To be honest, I never got that many women's numbers. Like, there was only one woman who ever approached me to hand me her phone number. And it was so weird and awkward because it's never happened to me before. And I didn't mean to look at her in the way I did. I assume it looked like I was mean mugging her, but you guys have seen my face. Like, when my face is in neutral, like it just has this like natural scowl to it. So you have to wonder what my confused face looks like. So I guess like she was very timid in just handing me her phone number. She just wanted me to have it so bad, and just looking at my puzzled face, which looks like just a disgruntled scowl, she just like very timidly handed it over, and I took it. I never called her though, um, but I know it probably took a lot of courage and effort on her part. And oh geez, I feel so sorry for her to just give her number to me. But huh, am I that either attractive to for women to just hand me their numbers, and am I that intimidating for women to just have second thoughts of handing me their number? Oh, funny. Rui Hashima says, "Ha, that face reminds me of Nathan Explosion." This face? Or was it the previous face? Yeah, it's probably this face. And Cal Larkin says, "Scowl and tell her this is my smile." Dynamite! Dynamite! Skullhead says, so mean. Cal Larkin says, deadpan. Yes, my deadpan face. It's so intimidating. Rui Hashino says, yes, the first one you pointed to, the singer of Death Clock. Yes! Do anything for Death Clock. Do anything for Death Clock. Here we have a lady with a katana in one hand and a pistol in the other, just standing in the rain. Just how I like my ladies. Yeah. Pointing guns and wielding blades. And here we have like a kind of a vampire type theme going on. Moving along, we got some more rough sketches from my comic strip. Yeah. More rough sketches from my comic strip. Oh, this comic strip is specifically one where I'm just drawing at a bar, and then like a woman just a lady comes up to me and just like asks like what I would want for like a particular sketch that she liked. Like I was just drawing sketches, and this woman came up to me like asking for the sketch I was working on, and asked if what I would want for it. And I was like, I don't know, a beer. And so I gave her the sketch, and then bam, it was she gave me a beer. So I had the ability to turn my sketches into beer. Yeah, Jesus ain't got nothing on me. Well, he actually does. He's got quite a few things on me, turning water into wine. But I could turn sketches into beer. It's sort of close, but that's the only thing that we have in common. Slightly, very slightly, ever so slightly. Skullhead says, wet and full of lead. What? Is that in reference to, what is that in reference to? Just me turning sketches into beer? Here we have more face doodles, and I think we're pretty much at the middle of this sketchbook tour. Should I go on? Because we're at 34 minutes. Could just call this the halfway point and come back to this next week, or should I just well, you know what, I got nothing else planned for tonight, so we'll keep going. So we have more like pen sketches. Oh man, just I gotta find me another one of these sketchbooks because like drawing in pen on this type of paper. I mean, it's just it's so nice. It's like it's grainy, but it's not that grainy, and like the paper almost has this quality of like this cloth type feel to it. So cool. Yeah, more faces, not much. This face looks cool. And we have like a somewhat reminiscent of the lowly faces I used to draw way back when I first started out as Natus_01, spelt with an I. Kellarkin is asking, is it stone paper? And Concept says BRB. Kellarkin says 60% cotton. I don't know. I don't think it has any cotton in it, but it does have like this quality to it. It just feels nice. We have more face doodles, and this is the wife of one of my coworkers way back when. She's Korean, and you know, I just started drawing her up, and then started drawing her hand, and then to get a better feel for how to draw her hand, I went ahead and started touching her hand, and she smacked my shoulder. Yeah, it was fun. And more faces. Come on, come on, turn the page. There we go. Oh shit, got some pages kind of falling out. More faces, like little kind of like designs going off on this one here. And check it out. Pretty cool. Pretty nice. Pretty neat. Come on. Oh yeah. Where was I? Where was I? I think this was at the Cadillac Ranch again, I believe. And like friggin' this lady, like friggin' she got tore up enough to where she just started dancing right there, like right at the bar, just like wham, just waving them hips around. And she had like this kind of like a striped tiger print shirt that like crossed to her shirt like horizontally, and like this weird belt or something that wrapped around like the her rib cage or whatever. But it was pretty cool. I think she ended up falling down though. She had a little too much to drink, and I think some of these sketches were people at the bar as well. Can't quite remember. And I think this woman was there too, and she had this sheer black like kind of like I don't know what you call those type of dresses, like a tube dress type thing, and it looked very nice on her. So I had to draw her. I had to draw her. She was pretty, so I had to draw her. And more faces, not much. I think this is me. A little bit of shaggy hair. More like a dancing woman. Weird, wicked looking face. Oh, I think we're gonna get to finish this sketchbook in a timely manner. I have the feeling that this was based on someone, but I don't remember who. If anything, it was probably like another patron at a bar. And that's just a random face, not based on anyone. Okay. This is just me, just again drawing at a bar and just like drawing for beer. This kicks ass. I'm smiling on the inside. So yeah, drawing for beer does kick ass. It's been a while since I've done that though. Well, I have drawn at a bar like recently, like maybe a month ago, somewhere around there. but to draw for beer, that's something I haven't done in a while. And these are a bunch of like servers that were at Cadillac Ranch. You have JJ, you have Coco. The reason I crossed out Coco is because when I went back there, like years ago, like years after I drew these, like Coco had moved to California or something. But yeah, like I crossed Coco out because I just wanted to keep people in the sketchbook, keep their likenesses and their names, just so I could know them by name when I'm just making my orders. So you have JJ, Coco wasn't there anymore. You have Chaz. Chaz was pretty cool, and Henning. And Henning was the guy like I talked to a lot, and he would give me like free shots every now and then just for fucking sitting there and drawing at the bar. It was freaking cool, freaking sweet. Miran, I think she was another server. I can't remember where, but probably at Cadillac Ranch again. Skullhead says, looks like a hit list. I guess it does, especially with one of the faces crossed out. Oh no. Male figure studies, just like drawing the muscles. Just another pretty face. Not much to say there. Just more sketches. Just blank panels. A few lady figure drawings. Something that says supervillain, and some dude just posing or sneaking. And I don't know if this is trying to be a dude or no, that's a dude. Yeah, that's a dude. Just a few menacing faces. Nothing much more. Couple of male figure sketches. You know what? Like I don't want to speak too soon, but haven't been experiencing too much lag, and I think it's because the road work they were doing like several weeks ago has finally stopped. They finally moved on to another neighborhood, and I had um, I had just kind of like an inkling of a thought of maybe that's why I was experiencing a lot of lag and a lot of like drop internet service back then, because the road work they were doing wasn't really road work there, but they were swapping out like old power utilities. So in swapping out the old power utilities, I assumed that maybe perhaps that was what was messing with the internet, perhaps. But they've been gone for maybe a week now, and these streams have been running a lot smoother since then, since that road work or utility work has completed. So, hey, that's pretty cool. Anyway, pretty cool. I like that. I like that chick. She looks pretty hot. Ah, sweet. Oh, these were some of my favorite servers at Claim Jumper. Now Becca would just give like free drinks to me like freaking all the time. I hardly had to pay for a beer. You know, I was like, if anything, maybe I just have to pay for my first beer, but then after that, it was just like fucking free shock tops like almost all night, like my whole stay, just like drinking and drawing at that bar. And here's another one. Her name is Shelley, and Shelley was pretty cool. She didn't give free drinks or anything. And here we have Nacho. Now, Nacho was pretty interesting because he was a painter on the side, and he was painting under the tutelage of, I guess, a pretty famous painter here, like locally. And this painter is known for painting like martini olives. But let me do a quick search. Martini olive paintings. Okay. Um, Who is this guy? Now, like the Martini Olive paintings, they all seem to like just be like Vegas themed and everything. Michael Godard. Is that the guy? I don't know. It was either Michael Goddard or somebody like him, but yeah, like Nacho was like learning how to paint like under this painter's tutelage, and at the time when I like sketched Nacho's face here, he was in the works of quitting his bartending job to pursue a career in painting, and this is just some dog. It says it right there too. Some dog. Pretty cool design. Oh, nuts. These are these are doodles of me and my ex when we were just starting to go out and moving on. And here's Heather. Was Heather was another server, but I'm wondering if Heather was Becca's. No, 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 no. I was thinking Heather was Becca's sister, but Becca had a twin sister, and Becca's twin worked somewhere completely different. But no, Heather was another server at the or bartender at the claim jumper where I would go. Oh man, I gotta hit up that claim jumper. It's been a while, and I think I'm starting to experience some lag. I don't know, but please let me know. Like YouTube is telling me video output is low. I hope it's not that low. And here's a wine glass that I drew right in front of me that was sitting there. Some more face doodles. Doodly face doodles. Cal Larkin says there's a few sputters. That sucks. Nothing much here, just maybe some action poses. More action poses, female action poses, male action poses. Dudes laughing it up. I think that's a rough sketch of me, just wearing a variation of like several jackets. Cal Larkin says I'm stable again. Woo, thank you. And every winter I tend to layer up, but you know what? Friggin' global warming is a thing, and I'm not layering up as much as I would around this time of year. And that's starting to get sad and scary because there's nothing more I like to do during the winter months than layer up in some of my jackets, just feeling all warm and cozy as I walk around in the biting and nippy cold weather. But yeah, like compared to the last winter I stayed here in Vegas when I wasn't in prison, it's it's frighteningly like much warmer than it was back then. And I think we're hitting a critical level in global warming if we haven't just friggin' shot way past it already. I mean, I don't think it snows anymore in my hometown where I grew up. Because before I left there, like the snowfall each year would just kind of get less and less until you know what? Like I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, let's get off that depressing topic and just get back to the sketches, shall we? Yeah, yeah. Just gonna pan and scan these sketches. Really nothing much to talk to unless or talk about unless something just triggers. my memory. I'm not even sure if let me readjust my screen a little bit. Okay. I recently got a little bit of money, so I think I'm gonna hit up Amazon and get the next volume of Vagabond. Vagabond's a manga that I've been following for quite some time now. It kind of like following the story of Miyamoto Musashi, and there's still a few volumes I've yet to collect. The words here say mysterious tales of the weird and strange. That is a terrible title, Black Horse. You can do better. Oh, sweet. Look, we got Spider-Man. Why is he wearing a bracelet? I have no idea, but for some reason I drew Spider-Man wearing a bracelet. And there's Wolverine, everyone's favorite Canadian, with some huge ass arms. Oh, um, the reason I drew this, like I know it looks like a greyhound and kind of like size comparison to a man, and this has got to be like a huge greyhound. But I drew this because I saw this creature on the reservation, like back in Arizona and around Kayenta, Arizona. And the Navajo reservation is pretty large, but in the Kayenta, Arizona region, um, I saw this weird freaking creature like fucking off in the distance, and it wasn't a horse, but it looked like a dog, and the size relation to like the foliage it was around, it was roughly around this size. And but the weird thing about it is that it only had like two legs, like one leg in the front and one leg in the back. And as it ran, it just kind of like did this rocking motion instead of like you would see like all like four legs just kind of like running and propelling itself along. It only had these two legs, and it just ran off into the distance until it just kind of went over some dunes and disappeared. And I couldn't think to just kind of like exclaim to like my cousin who was just kind of standing there right beside me. I didn't bother getting his attention because I was just stunned in disbelief because I just trying to make sense of what it was that I was seeing. And it was only after until it was gone, that's when I got my cousin's attention and tried to explain this, like what this thing looked like. And I remember sometime like a few years ago, just kind of like just randomly doing a sketch of that weird looking creature I saw. Anyway, moving on. That face looks cool. I believe that's another sketch of my favorite bartender who gave me all those free burrs, but she doesn't work there anymore. They last I heard, they had figured out like, hey, why are we losing a bunch of money on, or and well, why are we losing all this beer? Like the numbers aren't adding up. We have a lot less beer, but not the money that should balance that out. And they figured out that they were losing profit on beer only when she was working, and they put two and two together and just yeah, they canned her, and it sucks because she was like giving out free beer to other patrons and not just me, because I don't think I was personally like getting free beer by myself, you know, like enough to like just make that much of a dent. And here we have a rare instance in which I drew a background. No rhyme and or reason, just a random background that I just kind of drew off the top of my head. And you know what that kind of shows is like not much structure going on. It doesn't make too much sense. Like different vanishing points and things are just wonky and skewed here and there. Anyway, some more faces. We are almost done with this sketchbook. They're really intense looking, like a muscular dude. Like he looks friendly enough in the face, but man, his body is just like freaking wow. Nice pants though. I like his pants. She's cute. Hells yeah, she's cute. Ho ho ho. Oh ho ho ho. Oh sweet. I think I drew this guy to be a vampire. Just vamping it up. Man, I like the way I used to draw pants. I should do some like sketch studies of my former sketches and just teach myself how to draw pants like that again. Hey, it's me. Hey, it's Blackhorse. Trying to play off that song, like, you know, that, hey, it's Franklin. I think these are, oh shit, I thought those were blue pen sketches with black pen overlaying them, but no. Look kind of blue in the video here, but that's a light gray brush pen with I guess black pen over it. I like those faces. I gotta doodle and sketch more like that. These are sideways sketches. Look at that bodybuilder popping a squat. And this is the last page, and this sketchbook is done, and here's the sketch that signifies that. Sketch of me saying, "What now? What now indeed? Pick up another sketchbook and frickin' start sketching, you loser. Turn some more sketches into beer, why don't you?" Sometimes I'm a dick, but you know, it's okay if I'm a dick to myself. Anyway, that concludes another sketchbook for Johnston Blackhorse's sketchbook tours. It's pretty cool, and this is like one of my only sketchbooks that are like this. And you know, like if I find another, oh shit, there's eyes in here. I forgot those were there. It's only when I saw them that I remembered that. Yeah, I drew like eyes in there somewhere. Huh. The sketchbook is watching you. Sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me, and I got no privacy. Oh, sometimes I feel like... Okay, that's enough Blackhorse. So this concludes another Johnston Blackhorse sketchbook tour, and I hope you enjoyed it. It's pretty fun looking back at some of my recent old sketches, and I say recent old sketches because I just looking back at my really, really early works from several more years ago is just so cringy. Ugh. But these recent sketchbooks I really do enjoy looking through because it's just friggin' cool. So I like some of the designs I have and like some of the concepts that just really friggin' I still obsess over sometimes, especially this Operation Mindcrime conceptual sketch. And you can see like I have it bookmarked, and that way I can always refer to it whenever I want to. Just really just jump back to that page. But anyway, yep. There's another one down, and just like a few more to go. And I better start completing more sketchbooks so I can do sketchbook tours of those. But anyway, um, this has been Johnston Blackhorse, and if you watch this whole thing, I really do appreciate you. And if you want to support the creation of more videos such as this, tutorials and sketchbook tours, please visit my Patreon webpage. The link is in the description section below. Here you see it, patreon.com/Johnston Blackhorse. Who is this guy right here? Yeah, yeah. Who is this guy? Who are you? Who are you? Ah, shit. I'm a freaking nerd. Anyway, yeah, visit my Patreon. There you'll see like I stated earlier, like comic strips, some free content. If you like what you see, then consider clicking that become a patron button. And when you do, you get access to patron-only content such as like full resolution scans of like whatever stuff I'm drawing, or downloadable like Photoshop files, Flash files, or After Effects files, just things that I use to like design or animate in. And also visit my autobiographical blog. There you'll have like you'll see a whole lot more free artwork in low resolution form. But keep in mind, the lower resolution versions you see there, the high resolution versions are available to patrons on my Patreon. So yeah, both of those links are in the description section below. And if Patreon's not your thing, I also have a GoFundMe account. So check that out if you still want to donate a few bucks here and there. And keep in mind, I will be opening up for commissions sometime soon, maybe this week. I'm going to be setting up a coffee account to take commission money for, and I'm going to set it up with my bank. Therefore, I won't have to go through freaking PayPal's uh, PayPal service. Like me and PayPal don't see eye to eye. You know, like they don't like me using their payment platform for my artwork because we don't agree on what it is that I'm drawing and making money from. But anyway, that aside, I'm also a member of DeviantArt for Affinity Ink Bunny. So if you're a member of any of those web pages, you know, or art forums, start following me or watching me if you like. And if you want to, you can send me a message, a note, a comment. Just let me know how I'm doing, or just let me know what's on your mind. That'd be cool. And yeah. And I think that's it. Oh, and I also have a Picardo channel. So that link is also in the description section below. So subscribe to my Picardo. I do a lot of digital live streams on almost a daily basis when I'm not feeling under the weather. When I'm not feeling under the weather. Yeah, there we go. Like, freaking teach yourself how to talk, Black Horse. Jeez. You taught yourself how to draw pretty good, but freaking take a linguistic class every now and then. I don't know. Just freaking talk straight. Damn it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and a big thanks to all those who participated in the chat. It's always awesome interacting with you people. So thank you to Ruri Hashino, Cal Larkin, Skippy, aka Concept Sama, Skullhead. Thank you for showing up. And I think there was, oh, I thought there was one more, but yeah, that's it. So yeah, thanks for popping in, you know, chatting it up and talking to me and interacting with me. That's so fucking cool and awesome. And I'm so sorry I said an expletive, but not really sorry because shit happens. Oh no, I did it again. So yeah. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like by clicking that thumbs up button, and go ahead and subscribe and ring that notification bell if you want to be notified of when I upload new content, because I'm always making new videos and uploading new content on a weekly basis. So yeah, I think that's it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed yourselves. Hope you liked the sketchbook, and as always, I shall check y'all later. Sweet. Bye. And yeah.